This is Q.I.Q, the question in question. Brought to you by TherapyBites Art Lab. Here to take a bite out of modern-day pseudo-psychological psycho-malarkey. Now entering the Art Lab studio, today's T-Ballers, a collection of fellow strugglers, confronting personal challenges, navigating precarious relationships, and tackling trauma. Humans like each of us, juggling difficult human emotions, each here with unique life experiences, lived stories, and questions we'll bite into that just might help you too. And now, entering the Art Lab studio for the 9,880th time is the host of TherapyBites Q.i.Q, Doc Heath.
Hey gang, welcome to QiQ. Thank you for being here. And no, I am not wearing my dress clothes with a vest, because as soon as QiQ ends, I'm about to go on what I hope to be a moonlight bike ride. And if you haven't gotten out and seen the big, beautiful full moon, you're really missing something. It looked like it was just huge last night. Like you could reach up and touch it. And how's your day gone? Has it been a busy day? It's been a busy day for me. And this isn't part of the show usually, but since it's been such a busy day for me, I'm going to guess that you guys often have busy days yourself. And here's just a quick tip. All of us only have the same amount of hours in a day. It doesn't matter what all you have to do. So we often cause ourselves more anxiety than necessary because we beat up on ourselves from not making it through the to-do list. And you can do that if you want, but I'd recommend not. Do all you can do as a human and then let the rest go. There's always tomorrow. Stop beating up on yourself. It's just an offer. You can beat up on yourself if you want. But think about not beating up on yourself and just realizing that there are more days left in your life, and you can do that to-do list tomorrow. Let's go to the board, and we have the same categories normally have. Couch Crumbs Quotes, Couch Crumbs Questions. Got a doozy for you getting started tonight. Creature Feature, which is our way of explaining some psychological concepts that are hard to understand sometimes. Social Media Smackdown. Yes, we take on head-on some of the nonsense on social media. Fresh from the Therapy Couch, we try to put some shoe leather on our concepts to make it real. Couch Crumbs, that's our newsletter. That's coming out tomorrow. And our last category is Neuro, otherwise known as Psych Secrets. And a little bit later in the show, we'll show you how to hook up with our newsletter. It's absolutely free. We're not trying to sell you anything. Do we sell stuff? Well, we have what we call wearable therapy. We don't make anything out of that. It's just what Shopify charges. And the vendor charges to make it. It's kind of a zero-sum game for us. We're just trying to get the message out there. But this is from Couch Crumbs Quotes, and I will put it in the chat, and then I will put it up on the board. And it's one of my favorite things to talk about is the interaction between the brain and the body. And the answer is blank is in the brain, not the body. Master your brain, master your, well, that's what the question's going to be. What is that? And we have 35, 34 and counting seconds left to go. And I want to thank you folks for watching from LinkedIn and YouTube. We're streaming YouTube also. And you can always catch the replays. If you can't show up on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 7, we will have replays. And we have a few seconds left to go. Blank is in the brain, not in the body. Master your brain, master your, and the proper response is, what is pain? There is a whole gateway mechanism of how pain works. And some folks think that the only way to shut that down is with a drug, and that is not true. There's been some very good research on that. There are other techniques such as hypnotherapy that works, mindfulness. And by the way, for those of you that think that pain resides in the body, if you sever your spinal cord up in certain areas, you're not going to feel anything. Christopher Reeve, Superman, he felt nothing. If you have a severe spinal cord injury, then you could saw your leg off with a chainsaw. You will not feel a thing. And that should solve the discussion of where pain resides. Pain is in the brain. The body sends the brain signals that the brain has to interpret. And we can use techniques to fiddle-faddle and manipulate how the brain interprets those signals to interpret it in a way that's healthier for you. Let's go back to the board and pick out another category. This is from Creature Feature, and it's going to be for 200 Psy coins. Yep, you can win stuff from our store. I'll put this up on the board and let you have a chance to, oops, if I can pick it up here, let you have a chance to think about it while we do a informational break, and we will be right back after this.
If you are a fellow human struggling with difficult emotions, a fracturing relationship, parenting problem, mental health difficulty, have a psychotherapy from hell story to tell, or a challenging life experience question, and would like to share your story by stepping up to bat as a T-baller, either register by texting Q.i.Q to 1-870-686-4196 and join our Therapy Bites community, or send a postcard with your name, address, phone number, email address, and age to the address on the screen. Therapy Bites, Q.i.Q, P.O. Box 1391, Jonesboro, Arkansas, 72403-1391.
And when's the last time any of you guys and gals sent a postcard? Well, here's a great opportunity. So if there's a question you want us to tackle on Q.i.Q, we love getting those postcards. That's where we come up with the questions we have here. And of course, then some of those we manufacture those ourselves. But the answer we're on is, this is a creature from the Art Lab Zoo, meant to teach that we humans have the ability to recalibrate how tragic, how bad, how unmanageable, how overwhelming, how disempowering a situation is. And since that's been up there for the allotted amount of time, I'll put this up on the board because it's a bit of a, as my dad would say, $5 word, but it is one of my favorite words, and hopefully it'll become one of your favorite words to look at too. What is the catastrophizing ant? There's a scale of 0 to 10, and the higher you think the catastrophe is, your brain will respond with fight, flight, or freeze, but it may be unnecessary. Unless you recalibrate your catastrophe scale, you'll come to think that everything is a catastrophe, but it's not. Let's go back to the board and pick out our next item here, and that's going to come from, for 400 Psy coins, Social Media Smackdown. And gosh, this one should be really easy because it ties in with the item that I that I asked when we first opened the show. Oh, and as an added bonus, it is the T-ball triple of the day. And when I posted this, I got actually a lot of troll attacks. You know, I thought that trolls were just for children's storybooks, but trolls actually live on social media. There's actually quite a lot of them, evidently, or maybe the ones that we do have are just super active. But the answer is, this is the post that I made recently on Twitter that resulted in probably the most troll attacks I've ever had, and it wound up getting about 2,000 views. I haven't checked it lately. It's been actually a little while back. It probably has more now. But a lot of folks, a lot of the trolls really seemed to tackle this. They had a problem with me, well, using free speech to really educate about how the brain interacts with the body. And anybody know what that is? I'm going to put it up there on the board. And like I said, it should be an easy one because we tackled it earlier. What is pain is in the brain, not in the body. Master your brain, master your pain. And a lot of folks that want to believe that they are disempowered that there's nothing they can do about pain in the body, well, they took offense to that. But I want you to know that you can take your power back. I have all kinds of joint problems myself. I broke my back a few years ago, and I still experience difficulty because of that. But master your brain, master your pain. Let's go back to the board for the next item here, and that is going to be from Fresh from the Therapy Couch. And gosh, we should have named this the well, I won't give it away. I'll put it up there. We'll take a short break for some information, and we will be right back.
If you plan on being in the local area of your podcast player app and would like complimentary tickets to the Therapy Bites Q.i.Q Art Lab studio audience, please search Therapy Bites on your device and just smash that subscribe button. Your complimentary ticket grants you access to alerts so you'll never miss a show.
And I'll pull that up on the screen. The answer is this is a form of chronic pain that arises when the body learns to and the key word there is learn. Imagine that. When the body learns to react with a pain signal to a non-harmful stimuli due to repeated past associations. For those of you that work out, I can explain it like this. You go to the gym, you do a heavy set of squats, and then your quadriceps, that's the front of your legs above your knee, are really, really sore and painful. If you'll notice, you'll start to get up more slowly, climb stairs more slowly, get onto and off of the toilet more slowly, because your brain is believing that is necessary because the pain means there's a danger to you. But any of you that have had that kind of muscle soreness know that there is no danger to you there. So people who've had an injury will often avoid doing things at the slightest notice of pain because they program their brains to believe that the pain equals danger, and it doesn't. And what's that called? That is called learned pain. Yes, you can teach your brain to be more and more and more sensitive to discomfort to the point that that brain training has become disabling in your life. And I think I copied this. I'll put this up there just for some more information. And by the way, this stays in the chat. You can go back and take a look at it. But all sorts of journal articles there in the Journal of Pain, Journal of Pain and Symptom Management, and one of the key researchers in the area, Lorimer Mosley, talks about that. And just go to Google Scholar, and you can see a lot more information about that. We have one more item coming up, and we'll be putting that in the board here. And this is gosh, that's a big long one. I should have probably cut that down. I'm not sure that's the whole screen's going to hold that, but it is in the chat, and we'll be right back.
Premier accommodations for our T-Ball contributors provided electronically by the luxurious Art Lab Studio, overlooking the steaming cesspool of pseudo-psychological social media psychomalarkey, and located in cyberspace on your favorite podcast hosting platform, where we invite you to the most psychomalogically thrilling podcast in town, while you feast on our award-winning psychologically nutritious buffet of Therapy Bites cuisine, conscientiously cooked up by your hard-working T-Ball team chefs.
And we're out of the studio right after this, but let me pull that up on the board. And yes, it's a lot on the screen, but this is a normal human experience, normal being the key word. Everyone has it at some point, every human being. But some have more of it created by distorted thought processes, such as, have you ever found yourself saying this? I can't take this. This must stop. This is going to kill me. It's making my legs or my limbs or my arm or my head fall off. And you can experience it at an implicit level outside of your conscious awareness and hyper focus on it. But that comes at the expense of normal, non-harmful activities that can train the brain to experience more of it, resulting at greater levels of difficulty and disability. So really, we can kind of sculpt our relationship with this thing based on our thinking. And what is that thing? Well, the question is, no surprise, what is pain? So if you're experiencing pain, don't just sit there and take it. Get active, get moving, do something. You don't have to let it hold you back, and the research is there to support it. Don't take my word for it. Google Scholar it, look it up. The term is learned pain, and you too can tackle it just like I did. We'll be back tomorrow morning with a episode of Executive Espresso, and next Tuesday we'll have a thought leader, Taylon Simmons, who is an expert on X, Twitter X, on X as it's called from henceforth, and we hope you join us. Go and click that follow button, that subscribe button on our YouTube channel, Therapy Bites, so that you get notices of our interviews coming up. Thanks for joining us, and we'll catch you guys next time.
Next time on Therapy Bites Art Lab Q.i.Q, Doc Keith and T-Ball callers face off against steaming piles of pseudo-psychological psychomalarkey directly from your favorite social media platforms, or perhaps from the psychotherapy couch of a pill-pushing, emotion-demonizing, bobble-headed, woo-woo clinician who fed their kooky Kool-Aid to you. This is Art Potto speaking. Therapy Bites Q.i.Q is a Dr. I'm a Floyd Knot production. Distributed by the Therapy Bites Art Lab Podcast.